What's up, everybody? This is Benjamin from Thoughtcast Magic, and I have some updates for Calculon. Yay! I made a couple updates to Calculon in this new version that is submitted to Apple right now and will hopefully get approved soon. It's version 1.2. So just wanted to give you guys a quick sneak peek at what it is and all of the great new features. And if you have no idea what Calculon is, you can go to thoughtcastmagic.com/Calculon and find out all about the fun. It's thoughtcastmagic.com/Calculon. Okay, you get the idea. So, a couple things to share with you. First of all, you may remember we had a touch to peak mode in Calculon that you could trigger by a double tap like that. You could turn it on and off, and if you notice, it doesn't work. We're actually going to save the double tap gesture for something a little bit later, but you can still turn it on and off. So if we go to the settings and you go to touch to peak here, you can turn that on. And now if we go back to performance mode, you can see the screen is black, and then if I just touch and hold, there's my peak, let go, goes away. Touch to peak, let go. So you get the idea. But if you have used OmniSense and Thoughtcast, you know that we have a thing called camouflage mode. And what camouflage mode is you can overlay any photo from your phone on top of your performance mode screen. So now it looks like you can be on a specific screen, or there's all sorts of different routines you can do with that. So now you can do that with Calculon as well. And let me give you a quick peek at how you can do it. So when you turn camouflage mode on for the first time, it will show you a photo picker. So take a screenshot of your home screen or your lock screen, and you'll get the picker. You pick the photo you want, and then you just turn camouflage mode on, just like so. Now, if I go into performance mode, you can see I picked a picture of a calculator. How apropos, right? And if I want to get my peak, I just touch and hold, just like that. Now, if you can't see the peak, you just turn the brightness down a bit, and there you can now see it. So we'll turn it so that way it's a little bit half and half. And you let go and it goes away, just like that. Touch to peak, let go and it goes away. It's pretty straightforward. So that is the camouflage mode. So I'm going to turn that off for the time being. Next thing I want to tell you guys about is the volume buttons. So we have added the ability to customize what the volume buttons do on your spectator's phone. So if you want to get to those settings, they're at the very bottom. Volume button shortcuts, and we have 4 of them: a up regular, down regular, up Alice, and down Alice. And if you're wondering, regular is when you're in just regular mode, sort of like mentalism mode, so you're doing peaks and forces and that sort of thing. And then Alice is when you're in Alice in Wonderland mode. It's pretty straightforward. So the way I have mine set up is the toggle Alice on and off. Go away, Apple TV. Toggle Alice on and off works with the volume up button, no matter which mode we're in. And then toggle down, if we're in regular mode, it turns on the force. And if we're in Alice mode, it shows the force number. And I have one force number set. It is 987654321. So let's give this a try, shall we? We'll go back to performance mode. And just so you know, those volume button settings are persistent. So when you change them in your app, it will change on our servers if you have internet connection, and it will be available even if the app is not running. So I know some people like to perform with just the fake calculator and the local peaks and local forces. So just know that all those volume button things will be available even if you're not connected here. So if you remember, we had Alice mode toggle as the volume up. And if you go into the instruction manual on our website, you'll see what the taps are as well, because when you press the button, you will actually get some vibration feedback from the phone to let you know if the mode is on or off. So for like Alice, anything that's a toggle, so Alice on and off, force on and off, etc., 2 taps means on, 1 tap means off. So right now, I know it's off, because obviously the making the numbers appear isn't working. And then if I press the volume up button once, I can feel it tap twice, and now I can do the numbers appearing, just like so. And then if I do 1 click up, I felt 1 tap, and now that is turned off. Pretty cool. And like I said, if I turn on Alice in Wonderland mode, and I want to reveal the number, all I gotta do is press down, and the number reveals, and you'll feel a double tap to let you know that that has come through. And then if we turn Alice Wonderland mode off and clear everything out, we can now turn the force on and off. So right now, the force is not on, you can see 15 is the correct answer. And if we clear a couple times, we can turn, I just press down, so the force number is active. I felt 2 taps. And now if we do the same thing, we hit equals, boom, force number shows up just like so. And the force turns off automatically once the force number is revealed. So that is the volume up and down. Now, something to keep in mind is before you do this, and this is something I learned while I was testing, there's 2 types of volume. There's system volume and ringer volume. And the spectator can actually have one of the 2 set in their sound and haptics. So if you take a look here, if you go to your sound and haptics on your phone and you go to ringer and alerts, there's a toggle that says change with buttons. So if that is unchecked, you'll notice that the volume has this sort of solid white bar on the left side. However, if I check that button, I have to leave the settings to show you this, it will show up as ringer at the top of the screen. So I'm still trying to find a solution to this, but for whatever reason, if you have ringer on, when you press the volume, this is not hideable. It is a system thing that is on top of everything else, and there's no way to hide it. However, if you have the ringer on this mode, where it's this white bar on the side, that means it is hideable and it will not show up here. So when you borrow the phone from your spectator, press the volume up button and see what you get. And if you get the ringer, don't press the volume buttons, or else you will pretty much give away what you're doing. So just a little pro tip for you while you're playing with Calculon on your own. And finally, we can finally kind of get out and do stuff. I don't know where you're watching from, but here in Southern California, they're starting to open things back up, and there is no better way to invoke the fake calculator than to hide the NFC tag under your shirt. And then when you borrow someone's phone, to say, better clean it off, to keep the COVID away, and you wipe it on your shirt and you bring it to the tag, or you have a cloth with the tag hidden underneath it and you wipe it on the cloth, and it activates with the tag in the cloth. So something fun that you can do. Good way to justify it. So that is the volume buttons. Pretty straightforward. Next thing, this is kind of a minor thing, but I thought was important, is if you notice the numbers are a little bit differently sized here than usual. And that's because we actually added a size control. So if you have a lot of information here and the numbers before, if you turned on all of the calculated values, the numbers go down off the screen. So now what you can do is you can go into the settings and you can change the font size of the peak information. So if I want it to be a little bit bigger, I can just slide this up. It's from 1 to 5. So you pick the font size that works best for you. And you can see all these numbers are now a little bit bigger. And if I want it to go a little bit smaller, I just drag it the other direction. And I can go down to, let's say, number 2 here, just like so. And then go into performance, you can see they're tiny. So depends on what you want to do, depends on how big you need them to be. And 3 is kind of what it is now. It's a little bit smaller, but like I said, adjust it to however you'd like. It's pretty simple to do there. Next, I want to show you one last thing. It's hard to show this because I don't have the other part of this, but it's in the mail. It's going to come soon, and when it does, I'll make a quick demo video. But our friend David Penn has a brand new trick he is releasing soon called Pi Revelations, and the trick has to do with a book of the first 50,000 digits of pi. But what's great about it is, as part of the trick, he actually provided to us a special index of every 4-digit number combination from 0000 to 9999. And so now you can both peek those numbers when they're entered, where the location is, and you can force the location of the time in that book. So when you buy the trick, you get the book, and then when you use Calculon, all you have to do, if you want to do the peek, you just go down to the number converts, and you turn on Pi Revelations Convert, and it will, when you go into performance mode, you'll see page, line, and across, and then whatever the first 4-digit number entered in is, it will show you the location of that. So 3652 in his book is page 20, line 16, 5th number across, okay? So you can do that. It will take the first 4 digits of the number. If there's more than 4, and it will add zeros if it's less than 4, so that way it's always going to be a 4-digit number. And then if you want to do the time force, all you have to do is turn on the time force here under Pi Revelations time force. You turn that on like so, and you can change the offset. So if you want it to be 2 or 3 minutes ahead of what it is when it's revealed, you can do that. And now if I go into performance mode, obviously everything is normal because the force is off. When I want to enable the force, I just swipe up once. We get Pi time force, and if you give it a second, it will load. So right now it's 417, and the number 0417 is at page 19, line number 2, 5th number across. So when we do our calculation here, when we press equals, it will show that number here, and it will turn the force off here. And the reason it's showing here is because, as you can see, the time changed, so the number will actually change every minute. The number changes. So what this is great for is that you can see what the target number is here, and this is also on your watch if you want to see it on your watch. You can check that out first and make sure that the number of numbers they're adding together is believable. And like I said, you can peek the numbers they're putting together here to make sure they're coming close to or in the realm of whatever that number is going to be. And you basically have a minute time window to do that whole calculation to make sure it's kind of believable. So this is a thing that is part of this as well. And this is triggerable also from the local peaks. Plus all of these peaks here are local as well. So if you go to the peak screen, you can see them here. Page 88, line 12, 21st number across is from our last calculation. And then one last thing to show you guys is as you know, some of you guys have a Peaksmith. We have added a bunch of new options to the Peaksmith. So I'm going to go into my settings, and I'm going to turn on Peaksmith. Where are you, Peaksmith? Here we go. Turn it on. Hit OK. And under info to send, it's based on what else you have on. So right now we have on, we can send the pre-equals total, we can send the current number, we can send both. We can also send the last cleared value, square value, cube value, and we can send the Pi Revelations. So we'll do both pre and current. This is kind of the way it's, or let's do one that we haven't done yet. So we'll do square value, okay? And now it'll send the square value in performance mode. So whatever that square value is, it'll show it here in performance mode. That's pretty straightforward to what that does. So let's make sure this is on, reset it, and we'll go back into, in fact, let me quit the app and open it back up like so. Perfect. Go into performance mode, and now we have the square value here. So whatever number gets typed into here, it'll show the square of whatever the pre-equals total is here. And you can set this up to be the distance from the zip code revelation, the city and state from the zip code revelation, all the peak information, the Pi Revelations information, everything. You can send it to the Peaksmith. And sort of just to mention as well, all that information is also sendable to an earpiece. So if you have an earpiece, that'll all show up as well. And everything, as you know, is also available on the Apple Watch. So you can see all the stuff, like all of the new Pi Revelations things you can see on the Apple Watch. So I hope you guys like all these new features. Like I said, hopefully Apple will give us their blessing in the next 24 to 48 hours. That's about usually how long it takes for these things to come through. And if you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. And if you want to learn more, and if you've never heard of any of this stuff and you think it's kind of cool, you just got to check out thoughtcastmagic.com/Calculon, and you can find all of the information there. So again, this is Benjamin from Thoughtcast, and I will see you at the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.